Imagine waking up today and discovering that from now on, you could never use words again. No speaking, no writing, no form of expression for your thoughts. How long before your mind begins to feel trapped? How would you express happiness without the word for it? How would you set goals, dream of possibilities, or even define who you are? If you couldn't use words to shape your thoughts, would you still be able to communicate your reality, your emotions, or your identity? Now consider this. If words have the power to define our reality, doesn't it follow that the words we use every day actively shape the world we live in? What if your thoughts, emotions, and even your future are silently guided, perhaps even controlled, by the language you choose? This isn't just a theory. It's a profound truth backed by ancient wisdom and modern science. And in the next few minutes, we're going to dive deep into the hidden power of words. We will explore how language influences emotions, beliefs, and even what we think is possible. By the end of this journey, you'll uncover a life-altering realization about words, one that could change the way you think forever. But first, we need to answer a fundamental question. What is reality? At first glance, reality seems like something objective, something that exists outside of us. Facts, events, and things we can all agree on, right? But is that really the case? Imagine two people witnessing the same event, but they describe it in completely different ways. Which version is real? If one calls the situation a disaster while the other sees it as an opportunity, who is correct? The truth is, reality isn't just about what happens. It's about how we interpret what happens, and that interpretation is entirely built from the words we use. This idea isn't new. For thousands of years, ancient civilizations understood the immense power of words to shape reality. In many cultures, giving something a name was believed to give it power. In the Bible, it says, "In the beginning was the Word," implying that words are not just tools for describing reality, but forces that actually create it. Egyptian mythology held that knowing a god's secret name granted control over them, while in numerous indigenous traditions, words were seen as sacred tools, capable of healing or destruction depending on how they were used. But beyond mythology and philosophy, modern science has confirmed that language is much more than just a tool for communication. It's a framework for perception. In the 20th century, the linguist Benjamin Horth introduced the concept of linguistic relativity, also known as the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis. This theory suggests that the language we speak directly shapes how we think and perceive the world around us. A striking example of this can be found in how different cultures describe colors. In some languages, there are multiple words for different shades of blue, while in others, there's only one word to describe both blue and green. As a result, speakers of those languages literally perceive colors differently. In other words, the words available to us define the boundaries of what we can see, think, and understand. Let's bring this concept down to your everyday life. Have you ever noticed how changing just one word can completely shift the meaning of a sentence? Compare these two statements. I have to go to work versus I get to go to work. One implies obligation and burden, the other gratitude and opportunity. The difference, just a single word, yet that small change alters the entire emotional weight of the situation. Your inner dialogue, the words you use when you talk to yourself, shapes your mindset, emotions, and ultimately your actions. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm terrible at this, or I always fail, you reinforce a belief that limits you. But if you change your words, you change your beliefs. Saying, I'm still learning instead of, I'm bad at this, shifts your perception from failure to growth. The change might seem minor, but its impact on your psychology is enormous. This influence isn't limited to individuals. It shapes entire societies. Think about the words used in media, politics, or advertising. The same event can be framed in radically different ways. A financial crisis might be called a catastrophe by one group, while another frames it as a necessary adjustment. A new law might be described as protective or restrictive, depending on the agenda of the person speaking. The words chosen shape public perception, guide emotions, and ultimately influence collective decision. This is the power of words. They are not just labels. They are reality-shaping forces that dictate what we see, what we feel, and what we believe is possible. So how do we take back control of our language, and by extension, our reality? In the next section, we'll uncover a powerful technique used by great thinkers, leaders and visionaries to reshape both their inner and outer worlds by mastering their language. But before we get there, ask yourself, what words have been shaping your reality without you even realizing it? If words shape how we see the world, then learning to use them intentionally is one of the most powerful skills we can develop. Yet most people are completely unaware of how language is shaping their lives. They speak without thinking, repeat phrases they've absorbed from others, and allow negative words to control their emotions, actions, and even their destiny. To understand the depth of this influence, let's look at how language structures our thoughts. Studies in cognitive psychology have shown that we don't just think in abstract ideas, we think in words. The vocabulary we use defines the range of our thoughts. If a concept doesn't exist in our language, it becomes almost impossible for us to grasp it fully. This is why learning new words often leads to new insights and perspectives. George Orwell explored this concept in his novel 1984, where a totalitarian government controlled the population by manipulating language. The government introduced a newspeak, a simplified language designed to eliminate words that could encourage independent thought. The idea was simple. If people didn't have the words to express rebellion, they couldn't even conceive of it. This might seem like fiction, but the concept is very real. Throughout history, powerful institutions have used language to influence and control populations. Think about how this applies to your life. The words you're exposed to daily through the news, social media, and conversations are shaping your worldview in ways you might not even realize. When you hear negative words constantly, your brain begins filtering reality through that negativity. If you're repeatedly told that the world is dangerous, you'll start to see danger everywhere. If you're told that success is reserved only for the lucky or privileged, you might start believing that no matter how hard you try, you'll never succeed. But the reverse is also true. If you surround yourself with empowering language, your perspective shifts. The words you choose to focus on can rewire your brain for resilience, confidence, and growth. This is why many of the world's most successful people, entrepreneurs, athletes, leaders, are extremely mindful of the language they use, both in their external communication and in their internal self-talk. So how do we harness this power for ourselves? How do we shift our language to create a better reality? The first step is awareness. Start paying attention to the words you use every day. Listen to how you describe yourself. Instead, try shifting your words. I'm improving or I'm learning. These small changes reprogram your brain to see possibilities instead of limitations. The second step is conscious choice. Once you're aware of your words, start choosing them intentionally. Instead of saying, I have to, say, I get to. Instead of calling a challenge a problem, call it an opportunity. Instead of saying, this is impossible, ask, how can I make this possible? These subtle shifts may seem minor, but their long-term impact on your mindset is profound. The third step is emotional connection. Words aren't just intellectual, they carry emotional weight. Some words make us feel weak, while others make us feel powerful. This is why affirmations and motivational speeches work. They attach strong emotions to empowering words, reinforcing positive beliefs at a deep psychological level. If you tell yourself daily, I am strong, I am capable, I am resilient, you're rewiring your brain for confidence and success. But this isn't just about self-improvement, it's about shaping your entire reality. The way you speak to others also influences how they see themselves and how they respond to you. A single encouraging word can change someone's day, while a well-chosen phrase can inspire action. Leaders throughout history have used words to ignite revolutions, bring about social change, and inspire greatness. Your words have the same potential. In the next section, we'll dive even deeper into how words shape not just our thoughts, but even our biology. You'll discover how language affects your brain chemistry, stress levels, and even your body's ability to heal. Most importantly, we'll explore the one crucial linguistic shift that can completely transform your life. But before we get there, reflect. What words have you been speaking into your life, and are they building the reality you want? Language is not just a tool for communication, it's a force that actively shapes how your brain functions. The words you think and speak have a direct impact on your emotions, stress levels, and even your physical well-being. This is not just a philosophical idea, it's a scientific fact.